Well, hello everybody. So it's Peter here, down in the old man's shed. Oh dear, thank heavens we are able to, because to quote Jerry from Big Jet TV channel, flipping heck. I mean, the winds and things that we've all got through, but as you can see, trains are running. My beloved shed got through it okay. Well, you know, we all got through it okay. Everything's fine. All my fences are intact and all the rest of it. I had there was one I looked out on the lawn at one stage during the day, and there was some roofing felt, and I had to take a second look, but it wasn't my roofing felt, so I thought, oh. And then when I looked around, it actually just came from my poor old neighbour who backs onto me. Yeah, it was his roofing felt. But he should be okay, because it wasn't ripped. It literally, the wind had just literally tore it off complete with all its you know, felt studs, you know, nails and everything. It was still in the felt, so it hadn't ripped it. So it was all in one piece. So I folded it up and put it back onto the side of the fence. So he should be able to use it again, you know, because it wasn't ripped. So. Oh. My gosh, yeah. So yeah, as I say, Jerry from Big Jet TV, flipping heck, as he would say. And love that channel. If you don't know the channel, guys, you know, he films from Lake and Heath when he sees the American jets taking off and things down there from the military airfields, and of course he films from Heathrow, and he goes around the world. You know, it's all to do with airliners and aircraft and everything. And I'm a big fan of his channel. I've watched it from day one, and I know Alan of Alan Dragon Junction is a fan as well. And on the day when Jerry was broadcasting in that storm, which I think it got widely reported throughout the day on all the news channels, because he got a massive following on that day, because everybody was tuning in, watching the planes try and land at Heathrow Airport in the middle of the storm. And Alan and I, we was ringing each other up. So like, well, it was only 5 minutes, and then I'll be ringing him up again to sort of say he's now on 20,000 views, you know. And then Alan, a few minutes later, Alan ringing back, he said, "Have you seen it now? He's up to 50,000." Well, he got up to 250,000 in the end, you know. So fantastic for him, because he's a great guy, and as I say, I followed his channel from day one, and I do enjoy it, and he deserves to be recognised. He's a character. He's a laugh. He makes in his informal way, and his love of enthusiasm of aircraft and anything aircraft related just comes through on his channel. But still, anyway, so enough about that. The layer, as you can see, it survived all the storm and everything, thank heavens, and it's still running well. So once again, nothing ready to do to the layout. But if you remember the last video I did create a translator coach out with the wrong coach, admittedly. And well, now I've corrected that. I didn't do it myself, but I did get into contact with the guy who makes the model coach in the correct format, and I ordered myself two, which I've now got, and they're happily, well, I'll show you in a minute, they can run around the layout as the translator stroke barrier wagons in the rail operators group. So that's what I've been up to. So the one I did, you know, was the wrong one, but now this guy, he converts a standard Bachmann coach, and flipping bloody good job he makes of it, as I'll show you. So maybe I'll show you that in a second. And then also, as you can see going around, the other train getting dragged is a 350 class. So a 4-car unit, which was broken, guys. All right, so I'm not mad, you know. I haven't gone out and spent nearly 300 quid on a fully operational 350 with lights and everything. It was, but it's been damaged. One of the wagons was damaged. It had been dropped, and I had to repair the chassis. And then also the couplings, you know, where it takes the electrical contacts through. A couple of those were broken, but in order to do the drag, it didn't matter about all that, because it was beyond repair, and well, I mean, I repaired it to make it freewheeling, which is what I've done, and of course got the end of train lamp running behind, so which gets its pick up from the last coach anyway. So yeah, it's a shame, but so I picked it up for a song. All right, not the hundreds and hundreds of pounds. All right, so don't think I'm not super rich. I did spend some money, you know, for the 2 barrier coaches, because they had to be quite a lot of work done to get them to what they are. So they, you know, they weren't cheap, but it's, you know, it's what I want for the modern era. And you know, the big manufacturers don't produce these types of rolling stock, do they? So what can you do? You've got to make it yourself, or find someone who can make it for you. Anyway, let's have a little looky then, alright? So, video just to say hi, and here I am, and we got through the storms and everything, and hopefully that'll be it for a little while. We could do with the rest. I'm sitting in the shed now. It's still a bit breezy, and we're getting a bit of rain happening now. But I've actually got the door of the shed open at the moment, which is behind you, because I've got you looking a different way at me in here. But the shed is actually open because it's not freezing and it's not windy. Well, breezy. All right. Anyway, let's have a look at the items and this 350 and everything, and because I'll show you what I've done as regards how I got them connected together, because using the Hunt Elite couplings. Okay, and as you can see, when she comes round here, although she opens up on the second radius, she closes up to next to nothing on the straight. And that also applies to attaching to the loco. It's very close to the loco, so there's no big gaps, and yet she happily goes around a second radius curve. So let's have a little look at that in detail then. Okay, right, see you in a minute. Right, we'll have the 37 coming round, and then on the front of the 37 you can see it's got the Delna coupling system fitted, and that is why this train doesn't need a translator coach, because the 350 itself is a Delna fitted train. I'll show you in a second. You may see it just now. The very last coach going round, there is a Delna coupling on show, which is why this train in itself doesn't need a translator coach. The couplings that's on the train actually do fit the 350. As you can see, using the Elite couplings, which I'll show you, I've managed to get ultra close fitting, because the original couplings that this train would have had are the electrical style, but they were broken, so I've had to fabricate some Elite couplings in order to fit into the same pockets that those couplings went into, in order to connect them. So now I've got the beauty of this train just comes apart in a split second, because it's got magnets, and of course the last one has got an end of train lamp fitted. So yeah, big shame, you know, it's a nice train, but it was damaged, but I've been able to repair it so that I can get it running as a drag. And as you can see, even to the loco to the train itself is quite close coupling, and yet it goes around the second radius curves. Lovely. Fan-dabby-dozy. Alright, so here we are with the Cassiopeia, and everything's fitted with Hunts. Alright, but now you can see how close I've been able to get the 350 coming onto the 37, and that is tighter than any sort of tension lock coupling that you ordinarily would have had, and yet nothing interferes when it goes around the curves, because there's no buffer locks. In fact, there's no buffer at all on the 350, so that's great. So that gives it a little bit of room. And then if I bring it in, if I take it along, you'll see coach to coach with the corridors. Again, there is a gap, but a very, very small gap. There we are, you can see it. I mean, you're not going to get better than that. The next thing would be that they're touching. So, and I've been told that this is the sort of formation that this train should have. The pantograph should be in the middle, So it doesn't matter which way round it is, obviously, because it's not dragged. But there you are, there's the gap. I mean, that ain't bad, is it? Come on. And it goes round the second radius, it opens up. And then of course on the last one we have the end of train lamp, but also you will see the reason why I said this doesn't need to have a barrier wagon is because fitted on the end is a dummy version. Let's see if I can zoom in on it for you. Slowly zooming in so it doesn't lose its focus. There underneath, at the bottom there, underneath the there we are, there's the Delna coupling, you see, so the train itself would be fitted with it. Okay, so it doesn't need the barrier or translator coach. Let's have a look at the coupling. Right, okay, so as I say, it's literally so easy compared to what the other one, you know, with the original fittings would have been. There we are, I can just take this apart, and if I want, because it's fitted with the Elites, and I don't know if, there we are, you can see there is the pocket that the electrical connector would have gone into, and I've had to cut down the Elites just so there's enough plastic to go into the pocket and then actually slip in literally right up to the very end of the NEM pocket. So literally what of the Elite magnet is showing is literally the little square magnet itself, yeah, and that's obviously the same at both ends. Okay, but the beauty of that is now is how quick you can join that together, and being the fact that the Elite couplings, there's nothing stopping me from turning that round like that and putting it down on the track again, and of course coupling up again, alright, because they're the Elites. So that's the benefit of, oh, I stuck to that one as well. So there you are, see, so that's the way I normally have it coming looking like that. So brilliant, get it back on the thing. So compared to this train, whereby I believe as it was when it was you know, as it's a proper train, it's a nightmare because of the electrical couplings that you got to use, obviously with the magnets. Yeah, that's it, lovely jubbly. And as I say, so yeah, all in seconds. But look at that, that's not bad, is it, that join? Look at that. You just get a little tiny little bit of movement, but when she's alone, she's as close as that. And that's going around a second radius curve with it being as close as that. See, there's a little bit of movement and nothing. But yeah, so the pantograph on the second car in the middle, instead of the pantograph being that end, you know, they evidently, it seems it should have been in the middle. The end of train lamp, let's just get the back one now into play. As I say, there's the close-up now of the Delna coupling, and obviously put an end of train lamp, which gets its pickup from the fact that this train got all its pickups for the interior lighting that it once had, which now of course I'm utilising to have an end of train lamp working. So that's by Illuminated Models. This one does not have a stay alive because it does get so many, it's got so many good pickups, you know, both bogies are used, and so it hardly ever loses connection, so therefore it's always flashing. But in the other coaches I'll show you in a second, I do fit the end of train lamp that's got the stay alive, because Illuminated Models, they make two versions. They make one which just picks up the current as it is, and they do another circuit board that has a stay alive fitted. Absolutely brilliant. So I'll show you those in a second. I'll just try and get this on the track. Oh, I've got to concentrate rather than talk to you in the camera. Come on, Peter, put it on. Is that on? No. Oh, that's better. I couldn't get it on, guys. I don't. Stupid. No, still not. Come on. Oh, there we are. There we are, and click. There we are. So that's that. And I'll take it away. Have I got it forward running? No, I've got it going backwards. Right, full. And of course, with the Elites, doesn't matter which way round it goes, because there's no movement, because there's no play as such. It can push or pull. Not that you would be pushing it behind the 37. So there she goes happily. Look at that going round the corner. And yet you saw how close they were on the straight. Okay, Okay, so this is the barrier wagon that I came up with, made from an old Lima GUV coach, which I filled and painted, which, I've taken the bogies off for now and put them back into the network rail coach that they donated them, because, as I said, they can just be popped on and off in seconds. But that's the one that I made, and then people said, "Oh no, it's not the right coach." So I got onto the company JBModels to get the proper coach, and let's see them. So I've now got the correct coaches. Here we are, coming into play now, pulling the train. There you go. Got the sprinter in between them, and these coaches, it seems they do top and tail. So one at the front, one at the back, and I suppose in theory, although I didn't bother to do it on my layout, you possibly might even have another 37 running at the very end, running in the one at the front, one at the back. I haven't done that on this one because, I mean, I can, but the reason why I haven't got the coach, the loco at the back as well, is because I've got an end of train. I fitted the end of train lamp to this one, and so therefore, to put then an engine at the back of that, and yet you got an end of train lamp flashing away, So I didn't bother with it. So let's have a closer look at this one when she comes back round. Again, as closely coupled. Oh, the phone keeps on blinking away. As closely coupled as I can, but this one is bristling with pipe work, so you've got to keep your distance a little bit. And it's also got buffers. So now from the coach, you can see the connections on the back of the coach. So that's still not too bad as regards connection to the engine itself. There's the actual translator coach. I mean, done a cracking job. I mean, considering that's a normal Bachmann coach full of windows and all the rest of it, and also corridor connection. There's how close it is to the actual 156, and yet she goes around the curves. The 156 itself is closely coupled. All down to Hunt couplings, guys. You know what I'm like. I'd use nothing but Hunt couplings. And again, this one, you can see all the pipe work, you see, so it can't be that close. That's as near as you can get it without it fouling any of that pipe work. And then as I take this one round into this coach, I fitted this one. Now has an end of train lamp with a stay alive, because it's only picking up on the last bogie, so it's not the best of pickups. And my biggest headache is you can get the electronic equipment for the stay alive, for the end of train lamp. It's actually getting the end of train lamp is the problem. Because these are made, I think I've used what come in with the Dapple ballast wagons or something or other, which I then had to drill out and fit an LED into. So that little LED, that little shape is a pain in the whatsit to get hold of the real thing. But you can see there the pipe work that JBModels is all 3D printed, and obviously all the transfers, and I'll put the pictures of the real set of this translator coach. I think the only thing I've had to do, guys, and it's my own clumsiness, but talking about 3D printed, is, let's send it round and bring it round again, is there are sort of brake wheels down the side of the coach, and being 3D printed, they are so fragile. Let's zoom back out. It was fragile, and I broke them off, just literally, just picking up the coach in the wrong place. And 3D printed stuff is very fragile, so I ended up breaking the wheels. But he did send me a set of spares, but instead of using them again and possibly with my hand-fistedness breaking them off again, what I did, I elected to use some photo etched wheels from I think it came from an old sea cow that I had. that has been consigned to the parts bin. And of course the C cow is full of little wheels and everything all over it, you know. So although they're not a 3-spoke design, which the original should have, you know, that's fine. It's the right size. So yes, so that let me disconnect it. There we are. So yes, so that wheel there, see, when you pick it up normally, you just can't help it because you're picking it up, and oh god, next thing you know, you've broken the flipping thing off. And yeah, and as you notice, at the moment I've taken it off the track, but the lamp is still flashing away. Still flashing away. That's the Stay Alive fitted. How good is that? It's still going. I'll just stop now. Because underneath you can see the pickups, which again you can get from Illuminated Models. They've fitted this bogie absolutely perfect. But what you do, guys, you have it rubbing on the tip of the wheel, the flange of the wheel, the very edge. All right, so there's no resistance. It's touching the contact, but it's allowing the wheel to rotate freely, because the only pickup is touching the wheel is on the very edge. So you're not down trying to pick it up from the wheel itself, you see. Do you get my drift? And as you can see on that end, there's nothing. That end, as I say, all the pipe work you see is quite a lot of pipe work, and it's all 3D printed. So the other thing I had to do is get a Mark III Bachmann set of bogies, which I sent off for, because these barriers, you can see, look, as I'm getting the light on that body, look, you can't see where the windows were. I mean, he's done an absolutely cracking job. And of course that means also on the ends as well. I mean, this on the actual model, this once had the corridor connection, which he's done away with. So absolutely, you know, cracking job. But yeah, Mark III bogies, which you can get from Bachmann Spares, and because that's the way they are. The coach that uses doesn't have the right bogie that comes with it. He may or may not do something about that now, I don't know. But there we are. And now, of course, because I put it back on again, as she goes round, we'll have the end of train lamp flashing again, because she's picking up its current. But you saw how long it lasted. It was brilliant, wasn't it? Is it working? Yes, of course it is. And now what I did with this one is, one of the reasons also why I'm not going to have a loco top and bottom of it is, you see these trains, once they're finished doing their duty, getting taken back to wherever. So of course they don't always necessarily have the train. So what I do then, excuse me, and again, because it's magnets, yeah, absolutely easy peasy. Take that coach off, and bring this one round, and the phone's going again, and that's it. Now you can see I can't get them closer than that because of all the pipe work that's there. Otherwise, as that goes round the corner, and that would be like that in real life anyway, because of all this pipe work. Hold on, let's see if I can. Let's get you a bit higher. Hold on. There we are. Yeah, so that's as close as it can be, all right. And yet, because of the magnets, it's great. All right, so now that can go round as itself as a train. You know, the loco with the two wagons, or coaches. They're not wagons, they're coaches. There we go. And that's how I've got video, you know, showing a train pulling that, just doing that, because you know, the day's job has been done. They've got to get back with the coach in stock, and the train's got to go back to wherever it's got to go. So therefore she runs like that, which of course this can do. Again, nothing's fouling the engine, even though it's as close as it can be. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm well happy. Okay. Well, that's it, guys. That's it for this video. I've got the trains running around now, put the sound on. I've got the old Freightliner wagons out. Don't normally have them running around a lot because to film them is a little bit of a pain for this camera, because the white and the green of the wagons, it plays havoc with the white balance on this camera. So I don't often show you them, but at this range the camera should be okay, shouldn't be affecting it. So yeah, the new train running around with the Translator coaches and a good old Freightliner rolling stock as well. But so what I'll do, I'll zoom in, just leave it running for a little while with the sound on, and then following on from that, put what I usually do, the clips that I normally put on Facebook, I then splice together and then stick it on the end of one of these films as well, alright? More close up and you know, that sort of running. Okay, so if you want to see that, that's what's going to come on next. But I'm going to say goodbye. Stay safe. I hope you you know, found that you didn't have too much trouble with this storm and everything, but hopefully it's all over now until the next one. And yes, stay safe, because despite what the government says, the virus is still out there. Alright, just because Boris wants these brownie points and he just hopes that you forget everything he's done, you know, it's still out there. Alright, so stay safe. Alright, so bye from Peter down in the old man shed which got through the storm. Alright everybody, take care. Bye for now. Bye.